Okay, what's up everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick transplant. Basically, it's just a simple, how-to video if you've never done this before or just need a little bit more information on how to do it. It's really simple. You can do it, a few different ways, but whatever gets the job done. I'm actually reusing this pot. This ball right there I just threw on the floor is a root ball that I had previously in this pot. It was from stevia. I pulled it out because I'm not using it much, so I'm going to be reusing it for a tomato plant. Right here I have fast-acting sulfur and all-purpose plant food, and you can see I had a little shovel and a little hoe or rake, whatever you call that, and then I have this black pot that I'm going to be using, and I'm actually combining this is cactus soil, and I'm mixing it with a topsoil that is laying around at the in-laws house. So I don't want to go out and buy some dirt just for this pot, so I am mixing this topsoil, which I know is not ideal. This is really for a different purpose, but I figure the soil that I'm putting into that pot is a cactus soil. That means it's going to be dry and it may not have the nutrients that I need for a tomato. And so adding this topsoil actually holds a lot of moisture, like actually a little too much. But I'm mixing it in here. Towards the end, you'll see it actually becomes almost a half and half mix. But right here, I'm just gradually adding in, or entirely. I forgot, this entire hardened dirt just fell out of the pot and went right in. But it's okay, I'm just taking it out. And I will be trying to even everything out. So here I'm going to be adding a little bit more of that topsoil and kind of work it in. I would almost rather this be at the bottom of the pot because, like I was saying previously, that topsoil does hold a lot of water, and I'd prefer that to maybe be at the bottom just because of the root system, So I'm adding a little bit more of that topsoil, but the reason why I prefer that this topsoil to be more at the bottom is just because these roots will kind of have more time to grow into, I guess, more balanced soil at the top, and as it gets bigger, it becomes stronger and things like that. When it's young, it's more fragile. But here I'm just kind of removing some old roots from the stevia. I'm just getting out what, is kind of getting in the way as I mix this up inside this pot. And yeah, I just keep on mixing. I have this sped up so you can kind of just see the process. But nothing much else to it there. I'm not 100% sure on these roots being in here if it adds any type of nutritional value or anything to the soil. I would imagine it'll kind of, die out and add something, but I should probably do a little more research on this. But I'm not too picky on removing everything. So, as things start to degrade and, decompose, it adds nutrients into dirt, and I just don't know exactly what that adds. But either way, on the top, I'm going to be adding this fast-acting sulfur. And I have this actually for my blueberries, but I hear tomatoes need acidity too, and last year my tomatoes did not grow the greatest and they were not very green, and sulfur does help make the plant greener, so I added a fair share of it in here. Like I said, this soil probably doesn't have the best nutrition inside of it. Probably doesn't have the best fertilizer, I guess you can say. But anyways, I am watering up this soil just so that I can work into it. I'm going to be making a hole to put the plant into.
A few moments later.
So here is the tomato here. I had an extra one laying around, and I figured, because I had that extra stevia I wanted to get rid of, I have this pot to work with. So I was gonna toss it out, but I thought, why not use it? It was becoming a little root bound. It was definitely still doable, but here I am actually spreading out those roots, and I got them wet because they weren't wet inside that little mold there. So I got them wet, and I am just kind of fidgeting them around. Do not get crazy with this because you can really disturb the plant and shock it if you mess with them too much. But I'm just going into that hole that I kind of scooped out, and whatever extra dirt or uneven dirt I have laying around, I just kind of toss over. And you do not need to pat it down super hard, just do it fairly lightly, especially if your soil is kind of thick like mine. It's not super airy. I should have probably added something in there for a little more air. But either way, I have this plant food here that I'm going to be adding last. So this is just a normal, I guess, synthetic type plant food. It's a quick release, so you just mix this into water. Just look at the directions on your box. I do like 1 tablespoon for about a gallon and a half. And I'm going to be taking that and putting it right into that plant and basically finish watering it with that. So this will just help give it some, nutrition, especially because, or fertilization, because I'm not sure really what's going on with this soil. So, I just want to have it set as good as it can go and let the water flow. So that's what I'm doing here. You can tell this soil is very thick and it's taken some time to go down. Like I said, I should have added something to, have it drain a little easier, but I think I just added too much topsoil. But either way, it's good to go. The water did drain down eventually, and it looks good now. So I'm gonna just take you through a quick walk of what I have here. These are chitle peen peppers, and I had scorpion ones next to it. I was gonna add water or plant food water to it, what I had there, but they were okay, so I'm leaving those. I have mojito there, chamomile, and then these tomatoes are actually the same. I bought them all together, and it's pretty crazy because they were just put into a bigger pot. Right here, I am showing you what they look like today. This is like, I think it was a week and a half later, 2 weeks later. Just doing the same walk in opposite. I just figured since I waited a couple weeks to make this video, I'll just show you a little update. Here I have some strawberries growing, and then here are my peppers again. Those bushed up pretty nicely, and they are starting to kick out some peppers. Very, very tiny, but you can see them starting to come, and they're going to be small because they're little peppers. And here is my blueberry plant, and then here is that tomato. So it definitely has grown a bit. Maybe not as quick as I'd like to see it, but it probably has a little bit of shock due to how long it was in the previous planter and everything else. But either way, that's pretty much it. All right, you guys take care and have a good day.